Alright, before we start making master controllers, let's start checking through some of the checklists that we did before. I need to make sure that all the pivots are set. So I'm going to hold Alt, drag across everything, use the message log and clear it, and then I'm going to use my peg checker. It looks like all of them are not at 0, 0, so that's good. Next up, if I look at my render view, the MC swaps is showing. I don't want that to be showing, so I need to put a visibility node under there. Enter visibility, and I don't want it to render, so MC visibility. Okay, it's time to make these master controllers for the feet. So what I'm going to do is first I am going to go and delete the previous master controllers for the feet. And now I'm going to work on these. I want to start where it's turning this direction, going around that way. So here we go. I'm going to Alt drag across these shoe parts, just from the drawings and the deformers to the pegs. I'm going to go to my master controller, Grid Wizard. And I would choose new, and I want something that is 8 by 5. Okay, now I'm just going to start putting all of these in as quick as I can. So here's the first position, that's in the middle. Enter. Next one up, and then the top, and then that's the center again, and the first one down, and then the last one down. Okay. Okay, I think that's all of them, but I believe that I do actually want to add one more in the center, and let me show you why. So between these two, that's where things are going to get kind of messed up. That's where I played around with the deformers the most. So I want to bring this down, and I want to bring it down as far as I can. So I want this to be really tight together. So I want to push those as close together as I can. So like that's going to be 0.9. Okay, and then next I want to add another grid line into the middle here. Okay, so I added another grid line, and I want to just add another spot for the center frames, because I don't want it to be really hard to select the main straight-on feet. Okay. Now let's bring this down and increase that one. So negative 0.8. Alright, so in the center we're going to get the nice big wide area where it's just the middle feet straight on, and then we'll skip past the little messed up part really quick. So negative 0.9 maybe. Yeah, okay. Let's give this a try. And I'm in the leg clone right now, so I'm going to go PTO underscore shoe clone. Create that. Attach it. Okay, here's the shoe clone. Save over it. Yes. Okay, and then let's see if it works for us. Alright, so here it is. Let's attach it there. And then let's go to a spot where we can test it out. I'm going to press 0. I'm going to copy one of the front-facing poses and paste it here. And then I'm going to try it out. Alright, so that turns it around. And then it goes up and around. It gets a little funky right there, but I guess I could touch that up, but I don't know. I think it's probably pretty good enough. But that's nice and smooth, so maybe I can get it working a little bit better there between those two poses. So let me go and work on that. So it's over on this side. Okay, so the front was working just fine. And I want to just check into why things aren't working the way I want them to. Okay, so if I'm looking at these, there's the offset point. Okay. Now if I go back to here, where it goes up, the offset point is back there. Okay, so that's the problem. So I actually want the offset point to be here and the heel to be down there. That should probably help it. And then I'm going to compare between those two. So there's the shoe. This is the up. And so there's the up. Alright, so yeah, I think that's what I want to do. Something like that. I can bring this one forward, Alt down. And then we can see what's going on here. Alright, so that should be up near the top. Like this. Okay. So there we have that. And then on the profile view, let's go take a look over there. We just have the back. I don't really have a profile one exclusively, but let's go see if this is going to be enough. I hope that it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the shoe clone master controller I just made, and I still have this open, so I'm going to create it and choose where to hook it up, save over the one I already had, and see if this one works better. And I always like to start with a brand new front on when I'm testing these out. And I'm going to hide the controls. Oh, I didn't want to hide the master controller though. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's... that back shoe I think I need to make work a little differently. Here's the center stuff. Here's the down stuff. And here's the up stuff. Okay. So I think I need a profile foot. So the master controllers can be really fast to put together, but sometimes it takes a little bit of tweaking. Oh yeah, this halfway point wasn't working. This one should actually be more of a profile foot, like straight out to the side. So I'm going to get rid of this one. I'm going to tween, and then I'm going to copy this over to here and make it more of a something like this. That looks better. And that's the quarter back. So it actually looks like I'm missing like a complete profile foot. Like that's the right size. But it probably shouldn't have. Probably shouldn't be showing the edge there. Or maybe if it's close to showing the edge, it'll tween nicely. Let's give that a try. Okay, I'm going to try it again. So I am going to delete the previous, oh, I guess I already did. So I'm going to press create. Yeah, I think that'll work out great. I can get more up positions over there if I need to, but this is a really good start for almost everything that I'm going to need. So I can get him walking nicely. Alright, so now that I've touched up the shoe, I want to connect that to where it belongs. And then I want to select all that shoe stuff and copy it from this side of the rig to the other side of the rig. And I really don't want to set up a whole separate grid. I'd like to just use it, but when I scrub from left to right, it's going to be backwards. So I either need to paste this in reverse, which might work. No, I don't think it will, because I always have this and then that. So I think I'm just going to make a new grid. Alright. So I'm going to select all of this. So I'm going to select all these keyframes of the current shoe, the one that I know is working. And this is in the clone leg. I had turned this off temporarily because this leg was in front. So now I can come here, and then I can paste special, match by node layer name, press OK. Both of the shoes should be doing the same thing, but just going backwards. So with this grid, I'm going to open up another one. It's got the same size of my last one. I actually wanted to add one in the middle. Well, yeah, I'll I'll leave it how it is right now. Okay, here we go. So this one I want to be backwards. So I'm going to start here with the middle stuff and go like this. Something you have to know is that these little text boxes are really finicky. Like, I can't even type in the number 2 right now because it's worried that I'm going to try to make the grid go into a weird place. So you kind of have to click on it and sometimes click on these up and down arrows to get the grid lines to go where you want it to go. I'm not sure why it's jumping by ones right now. It used to jump by tenths, but sometimes that's what it does. So I'm going to add another line here. I'm looking at my other grid on the other screen to make sure that I'm building these the same way. Minus 0.9. Oh, I did not add all of the nodes that I want. Right now you can see there's only one node. I'm going to get rid of it and then select the ones that I want to make sure I'm getting the right stuff. So I'm in potato leg, not the clone. I'm going to hold Alt, select all this stuff. And then I'm going to add, select nodes. This is going to be PTO shoot. I'm going to create that. Okay, I hope this works. Let's go back to our testing spot. Frame 40. Okay, that's going to seriously help while doing a walk cycle. Okay, I'm going to delete all those frames. Oh well, yeah, I'll delete all those frames. Okay, so now I am done with these grids. I could always use the Unroll Wizard on the master controller toolbar if I clicked on one of these and wanted to see all of the grid again. So that's nice. Just set it up once, then you're good to go. Okay, now it is time for us to set up our, well, I should probably scale these down so that they're making more sense. Okay, well, I'll select them both at the same time. Control Shift. I might as well show all of the controllers so I can size them nicely. Yeah, okay. Put them next to each other and then scale them down. Okay, next up, I've got my turn. The turn, we definitely want to update the turn because we've got more stuff than we had before. Alright, so we've got this many parts to the turn, so I think I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm going to delete the previous turn. Now I am going to select everything. Let's see. So from here, I don't need the shadow. From here over, and then I'm going to create a slider wizard. Add selected nodes, it already did. And while I dragged, I was holding Alt to make sure it goes inside of everything. So I want to go from frame 1 to 30. To 30. I don't want to invert the direction. I want it to be horizontal. I don't want to interpolate between poses. I just want the number that I have here. And then I am going to call it turn. Okay, let's go test that out. I'll copy one of the starting poses to 40, and then I will scrub. Wow, cool. Does anybody care that the hat didn't really... it's gonna be just fine. Okay, it's looking good. So I'm going to go over to there and plug it into the peg that positions it over in the right spot. Sweet. Turn is ready. Full body tilt versus torso tilts. Okay, so the full body tilt included the legs. So let's work on that. Here are the torso tilts. Okay, so first let's count how many positions we need. 1, 2, oh, we don't need that one starting on the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I need 10 across and then 3 vertically. So I'm going to hold Alt and drag across everything and choose my master controller, grid wizard, new, I'm going to go 10 by 3. Okay. So let's start here. This is the down stuff. Okay. So we'll put one there. Here. Okay. Now I'm going to do all the upper tilts. Alright, and finally we're going to go back to the tilts here. Alright, now we need to adjust the grid so the messed up stuff happens as fast as possible. So between the almost profile and then the profile, I want to scoot that closer together. So let's move that X position further out so it's really close. Alright, and then I've got the quarter view, and I've got the almost front, and then the front. So I want to push this almost front really close to the front, or pretty close to the front. Actually, here's the flip on the rig. So I'm not going to want these. I don't want there to be a big gap between there. I'll show you why. I think it will be helpful for you to see it, not for me to just tell you about it. So for right now, I'm just going to move these positions close to each other, and I will create it, and we'll see how it goes. So, torso tilt with legs. That makes sense, instead of full body tilt. So now I'm going to delete the previous one. Create. And I'm actually going to, I'm in Windows right now in my File Explorer. I'm just going to delete that one that was the full body tilt. Okay, let's save it. Let's see how it does. Copy that, paste it here. Let's see. Oh, now why is it doing that? That's because we didn't include the X flip with it, and we need to do that. So, but let's go do that. So the rig flip, I think I want to move this up then. I want to move this backdrop up to show what we're including. So everything below these is what's going to be included. So I'm going to hold Alt, I'm going to drag across these, I'm going to add them to here. I'm going to delete this torso tilt with legs that we just made. Now I'm going to try to create it again and show you what happens. Okay. Torso tilt with legs, yes, replace it. Alright, what happens now? You see how the, the rig flips there? So that's why I want to move those two grid places closer together so they don't have that much time to get funky like that. Man, he can dance. It's pretty cool. Okay, so here's the plan. I want the two center spots to be closer together. So I want that to be like -0.1. So -0.1. And then the other one is going to be 0.1. Okay, so that happens really fast. So now from here to here, I'm going to have, that's really big for the front to the almost front. I don't need that much space. I'd rather have more space between the almost front and the quarter. So I'm going to reduce where this is. Let's say, let's go to 1. And then -1. That gives a lot of space for acting between these two spots. Okay, let's give it a try. First we need to delete the one that we made before here in Harmony. If you don't delete it, when you make your new master controller, it'll have an _1 on the end of it, and you can't, from what I remember, you couldn't rename it, so even after you delete the other. So you need to delete the other one first. Okay. Torso tilt with legs. Replace it. Yes. It's looking pretty good. I think you could do most of what you need to do with that. Okay, so that one's done. Next up, let's use the same grid, but let's use less nodes. So now I am going to choose this. I'm going to come to the nodes. I'm just going to click on this PTO potato and press the trash can so it gets rid of the nodes. Now I'm going to select some more nodes, but this time I'm not going to include the legs. So I'm just going to select all of this, holding the Alt key, and then I'm going to add selected nodes. Notice it's 431 instead of 500, and this one's just going to be torso tilts. It already has all the right keyframes selected, or the frames in the grid. Okay, torso tilts. Okay. Ah, I forgot to delete them before I tried it. Well, I'll try it and then I deleted the wrong thing. Okay, so torso tilts with legs is coming here, and I'm going to rename that peg. Okay, then I'm going to get rid of the other torso tilts that used to be there. Let's see what our new torso tilts are doing. I'll disable all these. Okay, new torso tilts. I'm on frame 40. Let's see. Cool. I like that. I think that's pretty good. Okay. So now what I want to do is I just want to delete it. Just because, like, you go to rename it and, like, it has a problem sometimes. Anyways, just trust me. I'm just going to delete. I still have my dialog up, so I can just create it again. Just want to have it named the right thing. Okay. So that should be the torso tilts. And I'm going to test them out. Cool. Next up, I'm going to use my cable cutters, Control-Shift-C. That's my shortcut that I set for it. I'm going to hold Control, select all these, Control-H to attach them all to a composite, plug them in. That's just my quick way of reordering all the cables. And then I'm going to select them all, select all of those, line them up. You can click that. Okay. And then I want to move them so that they are all in a good spot. I'll use this animate off mode. I'm going to select both the torso tilts things and scale them down this direction. See if they're still usable on frame 40. Yeah, I think that's pretty great. Okay, so if he's over here and then we want his foot to go up, we would choose that. And yeah, it came detached, but it's easy enough for me to go put it on there. Okay, the torso tilts are good. That's all of the master controllers that I wanted to include. There's a couple more things that I want to do before I move on to putting it in the library, but I'm going to save it now. And then we'll have another video about final touch-ups. See you soon!